Hello, I'm Patricia Michaels from Taos Pueblo. I look forward to taking you backstage to have a behind-the-scenes look at the various production aspects that culminate the spectacular visual elements that shape each opera. I'm grateful to have spent time at the Santa Fe Opera as a technical apprentice, learning and creating in this remarkable environment. In the off-season, the production department consists of about 25 personnel. By the end of May, the department grows to more than 200 and includes 75 technical apprentices across the country. The corporation and formidable talent of this creative corps is essential in mounting 5 productions in the repertory each year. One of the most striking anticipated elements of the opera is its costumes, and that is where our journey begins. In full production mode, around 65 staff works in the costume shop, including millinery, dye, and craftspeople. It's not uncommon for 6 to 10 people to work on a single piece depending on the complexity of its construction. Drapers, cutters, tailors, fabric dyers, craftspeople, and millineries may all play a part in executing the vision of the opera's costume designer. While a costume can portray the origin, personality, and status of a character, it must also facilitate the movement of the artist during their scene. And it must sometimes accommodate quick off-the-stage garment changes in a matter of seconds. This romantic dress was designed by Brigitte Reifenstohl, whose costumes have been seen on stages around the world for the past 20 years. You may also recognize these costumes as Layla's dress in the Santa Fe Opera's production, Bizet's The Pearl Fishers. First performed in 1863, the opera is set in the ancient times on the island of Ceylon and describes a moving tale of friendship tested by love. The skirt was engineered so that when Layla rises up on the B-lift in the giant hand on the set, the skirt would maintain its fullness. On the bodice, every panel was machine quilted in-house before being assembled. The splendid necklace was made by the Santa Fe Opera's crafts department and is sewn into the bodice in a way that allows for comfort and movement by the artist. The decorative trim on this skirt was handmade in India, all 28 yards of it. In this brilliant red costume and veil, Layla contrasts with the more muted tones of the other singers. These opulent fabrics represent some of the materials that will be used in the transformation of Dionysus in The Lord of Cries, under the leadership of the costume designer Chrissy Karvanides-Dishenko. In his first look, the costumes will be constructed of metallic goat skin hides for armor, and the crinkle organza for his cape. Most intriguing is the silk chiffon with feathers that are individually hand-painted to create the pants. His final look is stylized with shimmery gold Dupioni silk pants and gold foil top, and of course, a cape. Each of these fabrics will soon be manipulated by a team in the costume shop as the garments start to take form. The appearance of each artist is crowned with his or her wig and makeup. The Santa Fe Opera creates custom wigs for each artist, and some wigs can take up to 40 hours each to complete. Even now, my imagination is overwhelmed when I think about how the audience will come to life when they see these costumes for the first time. Costumes originate with the shared vision of the opera's director and costume designer. The technical and historical information from the Costume Research Library anchor the designs so that each performer's appearance reflects this alliance. Costume designers possess strong artistic capabilities and thorough knowledge of pattern development, draping, textiles, and fashion history. The designer uses these skills in collaboration with the team to create ensembles that fit the production's design concept. These so-called Bibles are what the industry uses to capture sketches, measurements, details of the fabrics, and the singer's role in the opera. Props enhance the storytelling on stage, and each year around 30 staff creates handcrafted objects and furniture. These props add the finishing touches to the scenes and are often the subject of conversation for opera lovers, especially if the prop is the centerpiece of the plot. This letter set and quill represent the numerous letters that play pivotal roles in opera. The letters can provide confirmation, proof, clarity, evidence, collaboration, or a most tantalizing revelation. With the stroke of a pen, how circumstances can change. The Matryoshka dolls, also known as nesting dolls, are a cultural symbol of Russia. First crafted in 1890, the doll set consists of a wooden figure, which separates in the middle, top from bottom, to reveal smaller figure of the same sort inside, which has, in turn, another figure inside of it, and so on. These dolls will appear on stage in Tchaikovsky's heart-wrenching Eugene Onegin as one of the activities of the women in the community. Among major opera companies, the Santa Fe Opera is unusual in that all of the shops of the production department are on site. The scene shop carpenters construct scenery out of metal, wood, and other materials that reflect the needs of the set designers. The paint shop works with carpenters to paint, texturize, and carve anything needed to complete the scenic elements. The scenery at the opera has very specialized requirements. It must be designed and engineered to travel to and from the stage on a hydraulic elevator. Because multiple operas are staged in the festival season, a crew of 16 apprentices execute the daily scenery changeovers, which must happen in only 90 minutes to keep the rehearsals and performances on time. The opera uses automation and special effects, including traps with elevators, turntables, and electric, hydraulic, and pneumatic equipment. When Mother Nature won't cooperate with the needs of the opera's production, the crew can literally make it rain on stage, on cue. Scenery, props, and costumes are among the foundation of staging an opera, but the lighting is what provides nuance for each of the scenes. Every opera has a designated lighting designer to create those intimate moments on the big stage. And when the production requires the use of projection, the lighting designer and the projections designer must work in close collaboration to make sure they create the idyllic space together. Thank you for joining me on this virtual tour of the production shops at the Santa Fe Opera. We've had a chance to witness the magic that happens behind the scenes. There are so many creative technicians that contribute to the extraordinary sights and sounds of an evening at this world-class opera company. I'll be watching for what is yet to come in future seasons at the Santa Fe Opera. I hope you will too.